Hello, everyone, and welcome to this majestic event, the USA versus the rest of the world. It is indeed the first of its kind. I had to ask Tony Rich 3 times, is it really the first time that this has ever happened? And indeed, he's confirmed. A team event with the best young U.S. players against the best young world players, a fine cast indeed, and happening here in St. Louis, the capital of chess in the United States. I'm Maurice Ashley, and of course, I'm thrilled that we're going to be able to do commentary on this event, and we've put together a great cast. Of course, we have fantastic officials here today, including one special player who's done something like this before in his life. We will get to him in a moment. But before we do that, let us introduce the players. Of course, the road team always goes first. They are captain the world team by Eustatios Grivas, Alexander Belyavsky, and the head of the delegation, Jorge Vega. And to the players themselves. Representing FIDE, Women's FM, Nurgul Salimova. And representing Russia, the under-14 girls, Bibisaru Asubayeva. And for the under-14 boys, representing India, Praganandan Ramesh Babu. International master, by the way, apologies. Representing Uzbekistan, International Master Nadirbek, I'm going to get this right, Nadirbek Adbusatarov. And now for the under-17 boys. Representing Russia, FM Andrei Esipenko. From India, Grandmaster Aryan Chopra. From Armenia, International Master Haik Martirosyan. From Russia, Grandmaster Alexei Sarana. And finally, from Australia, International Master Anton Smirnov. They will be stiff competition indeed. They look like they have their game faces on. They're here to play chess. The U.S. team is going to have to be ready, but we do have a fine cast of young U.S. players who will be getting stronger and stronger every single year. They are captained by Michael Khodorkovsky, Armin Armbatsumian, and the team coach is Alexander Onischuk, Grandmaster himself. For the under-14 girls, Women's FM, Martha Samadashvili. And also, Women's FM, Carissa Yip. The under-14 boys, Candidate Master Andrew Hong. And Grandmaster-elect A. Wonder Liang. And for the under-17 boys, I believe it's International Master Nicholas? Yes, sorry. International Master Nicholas Cheka. International Master John Burke. Grandmaster Ruifeng Li. Grandmaster Sam Sevion. And headed by the World Junior Champion, Grandmaster Jeffrey Zhang. They will be playing some intense games and matches over the next few days, 4 days in fact. The games will begin at 10 a.m., that is, 10 a.m. Central Time starting tomorrow. Well, we also have a cast of characters on stage now. Some very illustrious people. They will be delegated, overseeing everything. International arbiter Frank Guadalupe. And Frank, I know you just had a 50th anniversary, so congratulate him. 50 years. 30 only? You told me 50. 30th anniversary with his wife. Congratulate Frank on 30 years of marriage. We also have Jean Hoffman of the U.S. Chess Federation, heading the U.S. Chess Federation. She, unfortunately, is retiring, so I want to say his boo to that. We love her so much. But I'm going to get to the questions as we go with each player. So I'm going to first introduce our host of the event, someone who really needs no introduction. Without him, this event simply would not occur, and all the many wonderful events here in St. Louis. He and his wife have been extraordinary benefactors for chess in St. Louis. Has simply transformed chess in the United States, and we're ever grateful to the man and a personal friend, Rex Sinquefield.
Thank you very much, Maurice. I want to welcome all of our international players. It's probably your first time to St. Louis, and I certainly hope it is not your last. Now, when Maurice said a man who needs no introduction, you realize that is a euphemism for saying the less said, the better. You know? Sorry. I thought that was extremely clever and very funny. And I judge the intelligence of my audience by how they respond to my humor. Okay, now you're on notice. So, well, I'll tell you, it's incredibly exciting. And I have to tell the foreign visitors, you have no way of knowing this, but the press that we have received throughout the United States on this event is amazing. You have already become United States celebrities, and you have yet to play a game here. That's quite an accomplishment. So we're looking forward to some incredible, exciting chess over the next 4 days. This is our first event partnering with FIDE, U.S. Chess, and the Kasparov Chess Foundation, and we're very proud of that. All of us share a common goal of promoting scholastic and professional chess. And we know that today we are looking at our junior stars and the future stars of the chess world. And that is a wonderful thing. Here in St. Louis, we've been in more than 100 classrooms, have served over 24,000 students since we've opened in 2008. It's hard to believe it's that long ago. It feels like yesterday. We've hosted the U.S. Championship, the Women's Championship, the Junior Championship over the past 9 years. And this will be the 5th year that the club will be hosting the Sinquefield Cup, a title for which I was opposed. But, you know, I don't have much say here. So we appreciate everyone's support, and we hope that you enjoy St. Louis as much as we do, and I hope you get to see it. And whoever wins this tournament, I'm going to give you the St. Louis Arch. Thank you very much.
It's a big promise. Rex always under-promises and over-delivers. So, well, Frank, let's get to you first. You've been around chess for about 100 years. I always shoot it over with you. I'm just shooting the numbers. Obviously, you know I love you. We can make fun of each other. Well, as director of chess events in the U.S., you've seen an incredible resurgence of talent here in the United States, winning U.S. Cadets, World Juniors, just all these titles. What does it say about what's going on, this miracle in U.S. chess right now?
Well, first of all, I think it says that the best is yet to come. We're doing great. I remember looking at some of the U.S. players. Jeffrey, he played in one of my tournaments when he was just getting started. I think he was about 7 years old. And here he is, a grandmaster. Same thing with Rufen Lee. I saw Sam as a young player as well. So it's amazing that these players who I saw and knew when they were 7, 8 years old, here they are, grandmasters. And I'm sure that the same story holds true for players outside the U.S., these young players who are amazing players. So I think we're in very good shape. It's going to get better. I'm looking forward to, hopefully, God willing, seeing Olympiads where a lot of these players are going to be representing us. I think we're in very good shape, both on the boys and the girls, and I like that.
Well said indeed. Gene, you're the head of U.S. Chess. From the time you came to now, it's like night and day. It's absolutely incredible. What's your feelings about this miracle happening in the United States with chess?
You know, it's so exciting. This event is just one of the many ways that chess history is being made here in the United States, and we're really honored to welcome these top players from throughout the world and show them this chess capital, but there's a lot going on. It's really exciting.
Absolutely. Jorge Vega is the Continental President to FIDE and of the Americas. Jorge, you have been around chess for a couple of years at least. My math is terrible, as you can tell. What is your feeling about the development of chess in the Americas, and as you watch these very young players? I mean, seeing grandmasters at this age was impossible 30 years ago, just about impossible. And now it's pretty routine to see a grandmaster at 14, 13. It's like, shrug your shoulders, but for us who've been around a while, it's pretty amazing.
Well, before I answer, I want to apologize on behalf of Mr. Macropoulos, FIDE acting president, that was supposed to be here and replace me, but unfortunately he lost the connection. Second, I have to apologize because my English is not good.
Neither is Rice's.
However, I shall try. I believe that for me, first it's an honor to be here in St. Louis, in the St. Louis Chess Club, which is the heart of the chess in the USA. This is the first. Second, I believe that this event has a very serious impact, not only in America, but in the whole world. It opens a lot of possibility of mutual cooperation between the USA and the rest of the world. And of course, I am sure that there will be a benchmark of an event that is the beginning of what was in the past, the matches between USA against the world, Soviet Union against the world, all of these that make a big impact in this. I believe that was an excellent idea, and I want to thank all the organizers, the St. Louis Chess Club, FIDE, Mr. Grivas, Kasparov Chess Foundation, and especially Mr. Sinquefield, that have injected a new energy in the USS chess. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those words. Well, Grandmaster Grivas, this is a very important event, and I know you've taken this job quite seriously. How was your team formed, and what did you do in preparation for this event?
Well, mostly it was not so difficult to select the best, in my opinion, juniors nowadays in the world. We study their games in the Trainers Commission, the FIDE Trainers Commission, me and Michal Chishin, who is not here now. And of course, it was not only me that helped, but all of these kids, of course, they have their own trainers, which they help them a lot, and we should always think about it. And the procedure was more or less easy. They're ready, and I think we're going to have a good fight.
And Michael Khodorkovsky, who has been a part of young teams and captaining young teams for the U.S., it didn't look like you had hard choices here. It looked like you probably could sit back and just make the rating list do the rest. But you had to prepare somewhat. So tell us a little bit about the preparation for getting your team ready for this match.
Yeah, it was a very easy choice because we have in the U.S. quite democratic tradition to select any team by rating. So therefore, it was very easy to select. In terms of preparation, most of them are members of the program Young Star Team USA, which is supported in collaboration of Kasparov Chess Foundation and St. Louis Chess Club and Scholastic Center. And I would like to recognize head coach of this program, Grandmaster Alexander Chernin. And many other coaches who helped throughout the years that this program already in 6 years. And we look forward for good results going forward and to see that one day one of our stars will become the world champion. Thank you.
Well, a gentleman who was a pretty decent player as a child, he was okay. Went on to do some big things. Of course, needs no introduction. But I always love talking about him because he's such an inspiration to me personally as a player. Watching his games when I was coming up really inspired me to become a fairly decent player myself, but clearly nowhere near his ranks. Please, everyone, a big hand for the 13th world champion of chess, Garry Kasparov. And Garry, if I may, before you say any words, I'd like to lead with a question. You were part of the USSR versus the world team. You've been a part of team events. When you look at this, these young faces, very young faces in some cases, what's your feeling going back, your memories, and give us a sense of what this kind of event would be like?
And my memory is going all the way back to 1970. I was 7, and we all were watching the first match, the USSR versus the rest of the world. And that's the meteoric rise of Bobby Fischer. And by the way, it was quite a fight, so everybody expected the Soviet team to win easily. But to the contrary, that was very close. And in 1984, when we had the second match, I was already part of the Soviet squad, played at board 2 against Jan Timon. So we won again. And then there was another match in rapid Russia versus the rest of the world, which was probably my worst performance ever. Ended with a minus result. That's not the brightest memories. But I would say that this event, it's as Mr. Becker said, it's a benchmark. First of all, it shows the results that we achieved here in the United States. Now that the United States can take on the rest of the world. Of course, nobody knows who's going to win, but still, we have 2 equal squads in strengths, and we have some great young talents here. It's very important because it's the 50th anniversary of Kasparov Chess Foundation that I formed with Michael in 2002 here, and it's also it's a justification of the work that we did for the Rising Stars, thanks to very generous support from Brexton J.D. Sinquefield, St. Louis Chess Club and Scholastics. And now we have a team, and it was very important that FIDE actually agreed to play along and to join us in these efforts. And I feel really good about it because I don't think there's any other city in the world that hosts so many important tournaments in the world like St. Louis. We all know that St. Louis is the chess capital of the United States, and I would say it's another step towards the bid to become the chess capital of the world. And having the young talents, it's a move in this direction. As you said, you wished that some of the young players from the rest of the world team, they might be coming back here, which means they will become very good players because the best tournaments in the world is taking place here. And I think it's quite symbolic that just at the end of this tournament, we'll start another Grand Chess Tour event with all the best players in the world, including world champion Magnus Carlsen. And I feel really good about it. It's a place where many old chess traditions have been preserved. And as I said, it's the only place where I feel comfortable playing chess.
And going along with that, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it because I'm sure a lot of viewers are intrigued by this. You're inspired. What's the inspiration for you making a comeback in a couple of weeks? We're all looking forward.
This comeback will last 5 days. Let's make very sure that it's only because it's St. Louis, it's because it's Rex, because the atmosphere, and I felt that it would be very important to help to promote the spirit of St. Louis, the great chess capital of the world, and also again it's a part of this series. So it will be the last event of these 3. And again, I think it's symbolic. We have young players, and followed by the best in the world, and then it will be that's the cherry on the top of the torch. So the rapid and blitz.
I thought you were going to say the old players. But.
Yeah. And I hope that so my performance will be decent, as you said. So it's just not to disappoint people too much. I welcome the rest of the world team, and I think it's a beginning. It's a beginning of making new relations with the World Chess Organization, and of course I will be rooting for our team. That's because we have been working so hard to make this team strong. But it will be a great event, and the eyes of the world will be at St. Louis, at the St. Louis Chess Club. And I just hope that we are here today setting up just a new tradition.
Well, we appreciate your spirit, your vision, and the hard work you put in. Ladies and gentlemen, the comeback kid, former world champion, Garry Kasparov. And we have an official who's the executive director of the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis, who will share with us a few words on the format of this first-of-a-kind tournament. Please welcome Tony Rich.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. So the format of this tournament is actually very straightforward. Think of it as a tournament in two sections. The top section, which is the under 17-year-olds, will be playing what's called a Scheveningen-style chess tournament. So Scheveningen is basically like a round robin, where everybody plays everybody else, except it's for team events. So every team member of the under 17 U.S. team will face every team member of the world under 17 section, and vice versa. Now, in the under 14 section, think of it as mini matches. So there are 4 boys, 2 USA, 2 world, and there are 4 girls, 2 USA, 2 world. Each of them will play 2-game matches against the other. So the boys on the under 14 section on USA team will play 2 games against each of the under 14 boys from the world team. The idea of this tournament is basically to obviously spotlight these young players and promote what they're doing here. But ultimately, whichever team comes out victorious, combined score between the under 17 section and the under 14 section will be the winner of the match of the Millennials.
Fantastic. Well, it's time to do the paperwork.
That's right.
The drawing of the lots.
Okay. So, drawing of the lots will be done with these wonderful baseballs that we have over here. So, underneath these pieces of paper on each baseball is either a white king or a black king, and that will determine the color order in which all the players face each other. Now, again, since it's a Scheveningen in matches, everybody plays everybody, so we don't have to worry about pairing numbers or anything like that, but just the color and the order in which they'll play each other. So Grandmaster Grievous, as the captain of the under 17 section, if you could pick one of these 2 for me. That one. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, so Grandmaster Grievous has selected the white pieces, which means they'll play white on board 1 in the under 17 section. And then, Michael, this one would be for you, just to make sure I'm honest. There's a black king under there. All right. And these are baseballs signed by St. Louis Cardinals baseball manager Mike Matheny, who's actually a spokesman for the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis, and he's been a great partner with us as well. Okay, for the under 14 sections, would you guys like to draw again, or would you like your team captains? Jorge Vega is the head of delegation for the world team. If you would do the honors. No cheating. Okay, so here we go. And they get the white pieces on the under 14 section too. And once again, we have the black pieces for the USA team. So that means that tomorrow the world team will start with the white pieces on board 1 for the under 17 section, and they'll start with the white pieces on the under 14 section. And then we alternate colors from there every board. Okay, Maurice?
Fantastic. Well, this will be indeed an epic, one-of-a-kind, first-of-a-kind event. We hope to see many more, of course, but to have these illustrious young players here in the U.S., joining the squad that is in the U.S. already, competing against each other in a match that will be watched around the world. We're going to all have a good time. There'll be a great commentary team. Jennifer Shahadi and also Alejandro Ramirez will be joining me. So everyone, make sure you check us out at 10 minutes to 10 Central Time tomorrow. You'll see us talking about these great games from these great young players. Don't want to miss it. Once again, thanking all the officials who were part of this event, everyone who made this event happen, certainly, and all the young players who are here. Everyone, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and have a great night.